Hello and welcome to FloRugby's recap of Round 5 of the United Rugby Championship. Grabbing the headlines this week were Welsh side the Scarlets, who derailed the undefeated Vodacom Bulls in dramatic fashion as winger Tom Rogers scored a try with less than 10 minutes to go. From here, the Scarlets battened down the hatches and sealed the deal with a late scrum penalty. For the Bulls, the loss will be frustrating on a number of fronts. Firstly, they started the match really well, taking a 19-10 lead into half-time. Yet, for all of their good work, the Bulls simply couldn't shake the Scarlets, and when hooker Johan Krobler was shown a red card for a dangerous tackle, the writing was on the wall for Jake White's team. Across the Irish Sea, Ulster Rugby were putting on a clinic against the Ospreys as they shredded their Welsh visitors 36-12. Stealing the show on the night was winger Jacob Stockdale, who looks to be back to his very best as he scored two exceptional tries, the second of which showed off his truly world-class finishing abilities. While Stockdale's two tries were both brilliant in their own right, the very best of his efforts was wiped off the board courtesy of a marginally forward pass. Going straight from the kickoff, Ulster put the ball through the hands with scrum half John Cooney sparking the attack with a quick ball to Stockdale, who then found fullback Michael Lowry, who passed the ball to a rampaging Eric O'Sullivan. The loosehead prop would then pass the ball to fly half Aidan Morgan, who quickly shuffled the ball back to Lowry before the ball ended up with Jacob Stockdale, who went on to finish the move. Unfortunately for the Ulstermen, they would be denied this superb effort as O'Sullivan's pass was adjudged to have gone marginally forward and was the one that undid all of that good work. Going on to Saturday's slate of games, we would see some notable results, namely the return to form of two South African powerhouse sides in the Hollywood Bet Sharks and the DHL Stormers. Starting with the Sharks, who welcome back several of their Springbok stars, namely Sia Khaleesi, Eben Etzebeth, Oxnardche, Afaleli Fassi, Lukanyuam and Bongi Mbanambi. In what was a tight affair across the board, the Sharks would give themselves some breathing space heading into the final 10 minutes when replacement scrum half Grant Williams scored his first try of the match, in what would be his team's third on the afternoon. Now in cruise control, the Sharks would take their eye off the ball somewhat as the Warriors showed exactly why they are the reigning champions with two quick fire tries in the final 10 minutes, which secured them 2 losing bonus points. As ever, these log points could prove to be the difference in what looks set to be a tight battle for the top 8 places this season. Kicking off just after the conclusion of the Sharks' first Warriors, the DHL Stormers hosted a team they had never beaten in the URC as Irish side Munster came to town. Pitting two former champions against one another is always a fun prospect, and so it proved once again as the two sides went toe-to-toe in what was a spicy affair between two teams that have developed quite the rivalry over the past 3 years. Munster would start the stronger of the two sides in all departments but the scoreboard, and would have their hosts under pressure only to undo it all with sloppy play. One moment in particular would not only see Munster squander a golden opportunity for a try, but would set up the Stormers for a score of their own, very much against the run of play, as Jack Crowley threw a speculative offload which ended up in the grateful hands of Suleiman Hartzenberg, who then raced away for the opening try of the match. Munster would reply 12 minutes later through centre Tom Farrell, who has been not only the signing of the season for Munster so far, but also their best player as he scored yet another brilliant try. The visitors would then take the lead for the first time in the contest through replacement hooker Owen Clark. But this would be about as good as it got for the Munster men as the Stormers took control of proceedings. Spearheading the Stormers' attack was Springbok Swiss Army knife Damien Willemse, who was playing at fly half this week and was a step above every other player on the pitch. Bringing clarity and a clinical edge to the Stormers' attack, Willemse was superb and reminded the Springbok coaching staff exactly what he is capable of when fit and firing. Putting an exclamation mark on the win with a late try through Ruan Nel, the Stormers looked to be all the way back as they secured their second win of the season. Speaking post-match, Munster boss Graham Rowntree was passionate in describing where his team stood following the match.
We just killed ourselves there. We killed ourselves. I thought we were in that game at half time. Second half we came out of disciplines poor. They score a good try there. Then we have our opportunities to nail them down there with our line out. We couldn't do it. Then we start giving away penalties in the scrum, and then we're chasing the game. You know, I've just said to the lads in there, we're going to stick together now, be strong. We'll own up to the stuff we're not doing, but I'm not having us fall apart. We've got a huge game next week now. we'll have a look at what we're going to do. Got to do better.
Other notable moments from the weekend saw Leinster torch Connacht in impressive fashion, with new signing Snyman in dominant fashion with 8 offloads, some big time carries and a try to cement why exactly Leinster signed him. In short, Snyman's performance was like LeBron James rocking up to a game of pickup basketball against a bunch of middle school kids as he swatted away Connacht defenders with ease. Rounding up the full round, the match was played out as followed. Ulster defeated the Ospreys 36-12 on Friday evening, whilst the Scarlets did the same to the Bulls 23-22. The Emirates Lions would then edge Zebre in the first match of Saturday in brutal conditions in Parma, as the Johannesburg side kept their unbeaten start to the season rolling. The Sharks would take down the Glasgow Warriors 28-24, whilst the DHL Stormers would beat Munster 34-19. Edinburgh, with Duhan van der Merwe to the fore, dominated Cardiff 27-8, whilst Leinster travelled west and completely outplayed Connacht, securing a 33-12 win. Benetton continued their winning ways 31-21 over the Dragons as they worked their way into the top 8 for the first time this season. Thank you for watching this video, and to catch all of the URC and Top 14 action live and on demand, check out FloRugby's subscription packages. If you like this video, please feel free to hit that like button, leave us a comment and subscribe to our channel for regular videos and full match replays.